really glad to see Tony and Ellie here. They're Adam235. They are friends. I've known them for years, and recently we've been getting to know each other better. They were interested in they took me out on a boat ride for my birthday, and I told them about the movement, and they right away joined the Spanish, I told them about the Hispanic meeting, and here they are also here. So welcome, Tony. Wonderful. So if you guys are okay with it, we can start the meeting. So this is the Zeitgeist Movement Open Access Assembly, Global Assembly, and thank you all for being here. So one of the things that we do during the assembly is we write a progress report in the meeting notes, and I'll share the link to the notes if any of you haven't are not there yet, and you can add your name to the attendees. And also there's another thing that's interesting is at the bottom of the notes there's a link where we collect information about people who are willing to be available to offer services, as part of the movement. So you'll find there's a Google Docs down there, and we would appreciate it if you had some information there to be able to contact you if for some reason you leave Discord or you don't like Discord or something, where you can put some information about what you have to offer and your background, etc. So, Alicia, how do you pronounce your name? Because you can begin with that.
Oh, me? Sorry.
Yeah, how do you pronounce your name?
I thought you said Alicia, and I was like, who's Alicia? But I used to have it like written differently, so it was Boudica, but the way you pronounce it with this spelling is Boadicea. But you can just say Boudica, but if that's kind of easier, Boudica.
Boudica, okay. Well, if you'd like, since we were already talking about the controversy, if you want, you can start that the meeting with that item.
Okay. So we just wanted to bring up a reminder for anyone that might be confused still about what the Zeitgeist Movement represents in terms of views, and basically sometimes when the founder of the movement, Peter Joseph, who is responsible for the film series that he created, there's many people in the movement that idolize him or have deep respect for him and his work. And so when he is being human and experiencing life as a human, having a wide range of emotions and opinions, sometimes people can idolize him to the point where they don't see that he has a large variety of opinions and feelings, and so they can take to heart in a positive way and a negative way what he says and feel that that is what the movement represents. So when it's in a negative sense or people take him the wrong way, it can cause issues for the movement, and we just want to remind everyone that he isn't the leader of the movement. He's a person who's created content, and that content, whatever he posts or has created, should always be secondary from the movement, because the movement stands alone and we all are a part of it. Also, just want to say that we should always be spending our time in the movement, focusing on productive things that are in alignment with the movement's values. So we shouldn't get into groups and start bashing people or infighting, stuff like that. Let's just try and use our energy for productive, positive things. And yeah, just realize that we're all human and can make mistakes or experience lows.
That was very. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see Peter as maybe our best content creator.
Yeah.
And but he's another content creator, just like Cliff and Michael, and Michael's are, and you are part of the podcast as well, right? The Post Scarcity podcast.
No, I'm not.
Well, he's another
Not yet,
creator
anyway.
like you are, and like Adam Jones is a content creator. So that basically there are people that are contributing a lot to the movement, and we're very grateful for all that they're doing.
Yeah.
But they're not they're not like more the movement than others. Like no one is more of representing the movement than others.
Yes.
Yeah.
Should I go on to the next topic?
Sure. Does anyone?
One idea.
Unless some. Yeah. Go ahead, Nathan.
When you were talking about the previous example, one thing that I was noodling on, and I'm not sure if this is technically possible, but when there is somebody that has an issue, in the spirit of trying to keep the community together, I don't know if it's possible to take part of the conversation offline before blocking them, see if a misunderstanding can be resolved, and then if not, like you're suggesting, maybe block them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what the moderators are supposed to be doing. Talking to the individual that's either making the complaint or having the complaints made onto them. And that's also part of the moderation guide that we're creating so that in the future people know how to handle these situations in a way that's in alignment with our code of conduct so that we can create boundaries that protect everyone in the movement, and also protect ourselves in the movement from behaviors that are just not productive and harmful and hurtful or just create divide.
The answer is always love.
I'd like to remind everyone that if you want, anyone can raise their hand to speak. It can be done with a symbol or asking or just saying so in the int voice chat. Because I don't know how many of you are new, but we chat with text during the assemblies in the int voice chat thread. That's where we share links, and that's also where we can raise our hand. So anyone is welcome to raise their hand if they want to speak.
Any more questions on or topics? I mean, not topics. Points to raise on that current topic about the movement and how it's observed.
If you are okay with it, I think it'd be best if we go back to the order.
Yeah, of course, sure.
The project of the agendas. So, just to follow the protocol. So I wanted to ask about the TZM cloud. Does anyone know here how much room we have in the cloud? Like, if we can share, like how much content we can share. And the other question I have about it is, how easy is it for everyone to access the files there? So, for instance, now we are keeping. I've noticed that because we have a file where all the meeting notes are being kept automatically, because that's where we're creating them. Um, it seems redundant to copy the link in the motherboard where we used to keep the minutes of the meetings. But what I'm concerned is that maybe not everyone can open that file and see all the notes, all the meetings, all the meeting files.
So, I'm not sure exactly how much space there is, but I can find out. Also, the cloud can be a little, like, I guess, laggy when you're on the browser, but if you have it connected to your computer, like if you're running Linux or something like that, you can actually have it as a Dropbox, which is what I have, and it's way easier that way. I'm not sure if you can set it up on Windows, but I can just click on my, like, as if it was Dropbox or something, and I have all the folders there, and it's way easier to access that way. But with that being said, I don't know if the documents, I assume that the TZM Global document is on there too. Let me just have a look and see if I can see it.
Yeah, and maybe someone else could also, because maybe they gave you permission to see them specifically, and maybe it'd be good if someone else could also confirm that they can see that folder, the entire folder. I'll see if I can share.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have 4 names in the attendees. It'd be great if the rest of you could also write your name in the attendees list. So there's the link. If someone can see if all of you can see that, that'd be great. If you can confirm that you can see all the files in that folder. Oh, and that reminds me that we have a new file for the as like contact list, which is in that folder. I'm going to change that in the assembly note. Save that. Can the rest of you see the file?
Let me check while being logged out.
What you just linked? I see assembly notes, reports, TZM people, skills, and resources.
Perfect. So and you can open those files, I imagine, as well.
Yes.
Wonderful. So that's great news. That means that we don't have to use the motherboard anymore. I'll see. I'll find a way to add the motherboard to that in a file there. So we'll have it all there to get that in my individual task. Okay, so do any of you have any questions about that about the cloud or the files or the folder? Okay. Next topic that I would like to talk about a little bit is just to remind everyone about the two projects about transforming our libraries into full resource banks and the photos for the commons. So I haven't seen anybody's photos for the commons. So I'll that project. The point of collecting photos with us doing a C is to it's to show that we support investing in the commons, making the commons grow, the commons as shared resources that are collectively managed, and then sharing those photos helps create more awareness about that symbol that can be used to show that objective. So, and that there's support for this goal. Because a movement, to be successful, has to have the goal very clear. It has to be reminded, and it has to be very clear for everyone. So the more that we can make that possible, the more we can communicate that goal and show support for it, the better. And that's what the C, the sign language C, is for. And taking pictures of ourselves, doing the C, taking pictures of friends, colleagues, and telling other people about this project so that they also support and join the project. So that would be my my group task that I'd like to ask of all of you, would be to take a picture of yourself doing the C and sharing it in progress reports, and or sharing the project with other groups and other people to get more people to get on board with it. Millennial, what is the commons? Okay, so the commons are shared resources, and it's an old concept which was used as like the common area in the like a town square that everyone could use. And but recently there's been a lot of academics that have been working more on this idea and how to manage it, because there's this there's complication in managing commons, and but there are ways, methods that have been found, that have been discovered and developed, that work well in getting a good management of the commons. So the commons is that it's not public because it's not managed by the public administration, but public things can be commons, can be considered commons, but it also can be done privately. So it can be also done separate from public administration. It's that's what it means. It means shared resources that are collectively managed. So the other project that I would like to just remind people about is the project of getting our libraries to lend out all sorts of objects other than books, and so we have a text that is prepared to be emailed to libraries, and to introduce them to the concept, to the idea, to how to implement it, how to start implementing it. And so the idea, the project, Transform Our Libraries, involves the simplest way to participate is just to send that email, that text, email it to libraries, and you can get more involved in it by actually getting involved with the libraries. So you can go to your local library and personally get involved with the project of helping them add more objects to what they offer. Does anyone have any questions about those two projects?
Can you give an example of draft or command? Shoot.
No. You have to raise your hand. No, don't worry. If no one's talking, you don't have to. It's fine.
Um,
So an example, yes. I think the best way to give you an example is to give you a link to a library that has been implementing it for a couple years now. Um, I'll see to do that when I'm done talking. So basically, what libraries do is that they use their experience of lending out objects to citizens um, to lend out all sorts of objects, which can be tools, devices, um, sports equipment, um, media, games, toys, pretty much anything that can be that is small enough to be able to be handled. Um, and then they basically just offer those to the public like a book, and people can borrow them and for free, and then and then return it, and yeah, that's basically it.
oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I just wasn't sure what. So pretty much anything that could be shared.
Yeah, yeah. Does anyone else have another question? Okay. I think that was all I wanted to talk about. So, Bodicia, it's your turn.
So the second thing that I just wanted to talk about was an update on the Discord server. So there's this new feature called events, and basically it's still in the beta at the moment, but we're beginning to use it. Like right now, if you are on the desktop version of Discord rather than mobile phone, then you can see just above underneath the Zeitgeist Movement, it says live now, open access assembly English in the international. And then it says join if you're not in it. Basically, at the moment, only the moderators and the admins can set up these events. And we also have to be around to press start to make it come up as that notification on the top of the screen. So if anyone would like to make some events in the future, you can just contact one of the moderators or admins and ask them and tell us what time and what you are planning, and we will try and do that for you and be around to click start for you. In the future, we might have options for people to do that on their own, so they don't need to contact us, but we're still seeing what this feature is going to create. Also, so just take a look every now and then to see if there's any events that you would like to be a part of. And we will continue to use Callbot to update in the update channel. So if you use mobile and you don't go on the desktop, you can still get alerts through that. We're not going to stop that until there's no use for that anymore. So yeah, and sometimes Callbot is still doing the wrong thing. So we are aware of that. Like yesterday, it said that the meeting was yesterday, and we had to change that again. But yeah, so we're still figuring it all out.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we will be able to like if Carlbot will never be necessary, because having the notes in advance so that people can write in the agenda is necessary.
Yeah.
So, and I doesn't seem like that can be shared. Like the link to that can be shared in the in the calendar or the events section.
Yeah, I think that it can be, but it won't be as like on the screen. I mean, in the chat as the callbot does it. So yeah.
I think it's useful to have multiple ways so we reach out to people because it helps get people to come. I always think that well, it's great to remind everyone that the more we invite others, we share the message, the call to meetings on other platforms and also in person to other people that we know, the more people will come. And so that's always good.
Yeah. I do share it in some other Discords but not necessarily this one, but the bigger events like the podcast.
There's also, that reminds me, there are two chat groups in Facebook. They're chat groups that I guess I should find a way to invite people to those chat groups because it's another communication system that a lot of people use. So it can be useful too.
I have kind of wondered if there's a reason why we don't have more connection between the Facebook and the Discord, because I have trouble even finding the Facebook group because I don't use Facebook. Like, so obviously I might not be able to even look at it without having an account, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like maybe some people don't know about the other, perhaps.
I think part of it is that the Facebook. I'm not sure who runs the Facebook page. I think maybe I forget his name. I think that maybe, well, it's just in general. It's been a process to get people to support the Discord and support the meetings, and it's just a continuous process of reminding old admins, people that have been running those pages for years, to participate and help the Discord grow and the meetings grow.
Because there isn't really a feature on Facebook to have group calls, like, well, public group calls, I suppose. I think, right?
I think we all agree that it's best to minimize our Facebook use anyway.
Yeah.
And we're I mean this tool is working well. It's not perfect, but it's working well. So I think it's good that we continue to use this tool for now. We tried other tools and they didn't work as well. And so yeah, our main activity is here.
It would be nice to see more of the Facebook users coming over and joining the calls, on Discord.
I agree, and I think that it's our job basically to go and remind them and remind the Facebook groups and users too. Often it really helps to make things personal and to send personal messages to people to remind them to come.
Yeah, every relationship requires management and upkeep. Not that like you should be doing that in order to get what you want, but just to keep harmony and balance, and like it should be a natural thing for all of us to just have on autopilot that we are thinking about others feeling like, what's the word? To let others know that we're thinking of them and care about them and want them to be a part of the group. It should be second nature for all of us to have a community focus, because that's how you lose members, when people start to drift off on the edges and they leave because no one responded to their message, or people retaliated against their message for personal reasons rather than for just looking at things in a non-biased way and stuff like that. So I think that we should all try and solidify a community-focused approach to everyone in the group, regardless of platform, and just people in general. Like, I think that there's this like experiment, I don't know what it's called, but it was called like Mice City or like Rat City or something, and it's when we get so, the mice got so oversaturated in the city experiment that they kind of lost their connection to each other, and that happens over time when it's overpopulated. So it's really important that we keep the community focus in all of us alive. I think I'm butchering this, but yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Basically, just be more considerate to others, and it fixes so many problems and stops so many negative things from happening if you just be more considerate to everyone and treat them with respect. Regardless of their views.
I agree.
Does you guys want to, since we've gone through all the items in the agenda, would you like to get everyone to, or ask everyone to share a bit about themselves, if anyone wants to? Maybe as we have here Shoy Khan that maybe wants to present themselves, and maybe Tony wants to say hi as well. Guys, okay with that?
I'm fine with that.
Welcome. Go ahead. Yeah, if you go ahead.
My name is Josh. I've got the handle name Schweiken. I first got it, became aware of the TZM about 8 years ago. I loved the concept. Got really excited about it. Started sharing it with some friends and family. Reached out at the time. They had some chapters at different locations. I was so excited. I started asking about what it would take to start an Oregon branch. Life hit. Got distracted and recently came back. As a side comment, it was a little confusing for me trying to figure out where the latest information was. I started at the website. It seems like a lot of current information is being handled in Discord. Once I figured that out, it does seem like a good way to communicate. Me personally, 46-year-old dad, or 46-year-old. I'm a dad. Got a computer science background. Love the concept of TZM and ending up in a better world, especially for my daughter. And I recently watched some of Adam's content and remembered some ideas on how to slowly start building up to it, deciding what I spend my money on and being more self-sufficient. think I'll leave it there for now, unless there's questions. One other quick comment. I am on the road, so I haven't been able to easily type into the chat.
Thank you for sharing that, introducing yourself like that, and it's great to have you with us. Yeah, so I'll introduce myself because so you know I go by Mark Enoch. I live in Catalonia, and I've been co-hosting these global assemblies for about 3 years now. I am fully committed to the cause. Since I saw Zeitgeist Addendum, I quit my job and decided that this is the purpose of my life. And now I manage the website changingtheworldiseasy.com, and I am now creating a nonprofit to be able to expand that operation, the general activity that I do here and in other spheres. It's all the same. It's all the same basically. It's manifesting these values and spreading these values and objectives. And that's going to be accompanied by a crypto investment business that all the profits of that business will go directly to the nonprofit, and that's the project that I'm working on. Anyone else? Anyone else is welcome. Maybe Tony wants to introduce himself, or Julia, and anyone else is welcome as well.
Hi, I'm Julia. I am just starting out looking into the movement. I joined the Discord, I think yesterday. I have 2 young children, so I'll just try to participate when I can. Otherwise, I might be on mute for most of the time dealing with them. I live in Midwest United States, and I was involved in the effective altruism community for a while, learning more about how I can effectively use my money to make the world a little bit better. I'm interested in regenerative living and learning more about sustainable gardening and things of that nature. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you for sharing that, and welcome. It's great to have you with us. Does anyone else want to introduce himself?
I don't have an introduction. Well, I mean, I do. There is an introduction, but I did it last time. You guys will get to know me as I do more videos. I wanted to talk about a topic that I didn't get to write down on the list before the meeting started, and it looked like there was a pretty strict rule about do not add a topic after the meeting starts. So is it too late?
No. Go ahead. Well, maybe Tony wants to say hi and give him a minute to see if he wants to introduce himself, and maybe it's his microphone that's not working well. And
Sure.
you can go ahead.
Hi, now, now it's working?
Yes.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I think that I use the headphones and the microphone is not working. Okay, hey, my name is Tony. I'm from Catalonia, and Mark, I'm here in this site because Mark told us about this project, and I'm convinced that the world need a deep change in mindset. Okay, and if it's possible, that I can try to make deportation. And I'm sorry for my English. Okay, thank you.
Welcome, Tony. It's great to have you with us. And your English is great. So, especially for those of you who are newer, I shared the link in the voice chat. I shared the link to the communication method, which describes the basically how we stay a community, which is it's a simple method to stay communicated with the least amount of dedication or time possible. So we encourage people to come to at least one of the assemblies every month and write a few lines of our progress of the work that we've been doing, raising awareness or in our initiatives to demarketize, and to check our personal messages in Discord once a week, and check the news and updates and read those once a week, and that's about it. Go ahead, Nathan, if you want to talk about something. You can go ahead.
Okay, yeah, thanks. I just wanted to bring up this idea that I've been toying with for a while, which is, I came to this movement, I think I mentioned this last time, and I see that there's so many different projects and different groups and people working on things, and I can see why there's a couple different reasons for that. I mean, one is having your own project means you have full control over that project, and that seems desirable for a lot of people because we're still really bad at communicating with each other, and a lot of people have cherished beliefs that they hold close to their chests that they're kind of unwilling to get rid of, even in the face of superior evidence. So there's a lot of sort of problems and reasons why this is happening. But I think it's actually really bad for us because I think when you really get down to it, a lot of the projects more or less align, and it would benefit all of those projects instead of 10 single person projects to have a single 10-person project where you have 10 sets of people all passionate, working towards the same goals. You're more likely to get stuff done and make progress. So I've been toying this with this idea of creating a group, a so-called like post-scarcity alliance that would, at the very least, bring together people and projects under the same roof. So at the very least, we could talk about each, the issues that are facing us day to day, and each of our projects. We could then help contribute to people's projects and give them ideas and have just more sets of eyes on everyone's work. Because I see various people doing things individually. I'm going to bring up Ziad, good friend of mine now. I've been talking to him for a while. He's working on this project called Project Humania. It's this big document. It's like 80 pages or 150 pages or something. And, it's more or less great, but there's a lot of points in there that if he had just sort of shared it earlier, we could have been like, okay, that's not really necessary. For example, he designed houses with plants on the top, like a garden on the top, and some guy came by and he's like, oh, well, look, like, don't forget, dirt is really heavy. That's going to like cause some structural issues. The houses will have to be made much stronger for the roof. So, things like that. Like if there's just more sets of eyes, he wouldn't have wasted all the time he did designing this like intricate garden on the roof, now knowing what he does. So I really think we would benefit from having this giant sort of alliance in which we got people together and started talking together more. And we could even form like, sort of aligned projects in the group, where we combine a bunch of people together. And I think this could be really beneficial for the movement overall. So this is one of the ideas I've been toying with recently. I even started a Trello to get some, tasks up there for, us to do. So if you guys are interested, if anyone is interested, definitely message me, and I'll be reaching out to people and explaining more about this idea as I develop it in the coming weeks and months.
I think that's really good. I just want to bring up that TZM Germany, obviously they speak in German when they do this, but they have this like, I think it's almost weekly meeting or just like a hangout session at a certain time on Sundays where everyone can just work on their individual projects and talk with each other and, run things by each other. So if that's something that you would like to start or begin, you could definitely do that, and we could start making little event notifications for those sessions, and invite people to participate in those kind of work together or alongside each other sessions in English.
Yeah, so you mean like TZM, Germany, well, TZM America or something, like a sub TZM group?
No, it's just here on this server, like TZM Germany, if you go down to their little TZM Germany channel, they've been meeting very regularly for like several months, every Sunday, and they just sit there in the channel for like an hour or how long they want to and work on their individual projects, and some of them are working together on things. So like we could have an international one in English at certain times, and we just invite people to sit in the channel or sit in the voice channel with each other and just casually talk, and while they're working on individual projects or inviting others to join in on those projects.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I mean, I think TZM would be an excellent platform to do everything I just said. My only understanding is that it seems like you guys want to remain more sort of decentralized and more passive, as opposed to like having a sort of, strict hierarchy and clear set of, tasks to build things. Is that true?
Yeah,
No.
that's true, but I just meant that you could use the Discord as the kind of the base to get people aware of what you're doing in those groups, and also to bring new people in, so that people might come in and say, oh, what are you guys doing in here? And you say, oh, we're working on this project for this thing. Do you have any skills that could help us out? Do you have free time? Do you want to help with this? So you could still be working on the things that are kind of outside of TZM, but are related to the core values.
I see. Yeah, cool. Absolutely.
Yeah, I was so that is one of the goals of these assemblies, is to is to help each other with our initiatives and our projects. And that's one of the reasons why we also try to, before the assemblies are over, we ask everyone if there's something that we can help them with in their initiative, in their project. And there's a section in the notes which is for that, which is where we put what we're asking everyone to help us with. And so you'll see there are two sections. There's a help wanted section, which is more for calls for people who want to join the project, and then there's the group tasks section, which is for what everyone can do, which is simple, that can help the project go forward. So so it's kind of both. So we want to remain an umbrella. So we don't want to have anyone telling the projects what they have to do and how they're supposed to function within the project. What we're doing is creating the platform and a general structure for those projects to be organized, so that people can, so that we have some sort of system of including the projects. And that system right now is coming to the assembly and presenting the project like you did, Nathan, last time, and then saying how it's in line with the movement, and then creating a sharing like you did, putting the link in the list of projects so that people can find it and join that project. And then the projects themselves are managed separately according to how whoever the project leader wants to manage them, or the project group. If it's a group of leaders, how they're managing that project. And all that we ask of the projects is for them to update us or the community periodically. And that is so the idea is that we do that if you have a thread for it in the forum, because the forum, we're trying to use that to be able to create threads. Like, anyone can create a thread in the forum, unlike in the server, in this Discord server. So anyone can create and manage that thread of the project there, and then that's a good place to put updates. And another good place to put updates is in the progress reports of the server, and in the progress report section of the meeting.
Yeah, sounds great. I'll talk to you and Boda. I already forgot.
Bodhisattva.
Boda.
Or Bodhisattva, whatever you want. Yeah, so if you... sorry, continue.
No, go for it.
If you want to set up an event, like just on here to notify people that you... so we'll just write to me and tell me what you want, and then we can post it on the channels, and also make events when you're ready to host a session for project brainstorming and stuff like that.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah, I'll be in touch.
That reminds me that it'd be great to have the list, the project list, added to the links and resources of this server. So let me see if I can find that file real quick, and I'll share it here again. Maybe you, Bodica, can add that to the links and resources of this server. There you go.
I will have to get one of the admins to do that because I can't edit Carlbot posts, but I'll pass it on.
It's not Carlbot. It's the links and resources thread up in welcome.
Yeah, but the post in there that has all the links is like posted by Carlbot. Unless you want me to just post it underneath.
Well, you can do that for now if you have the ability to do that.
No, I don't have permission.
Yeah, that's kind of the situation that we were having with the web page as well. It's that I think we have to make an effort to open permissions as much as we can without it getting out of control. But I often feel like we're a little too tight on the controls of editing key places that are like well that branch out that to our organization, to how we organize. Maybe we can ask the admins to give you powers to access that.
Yeah, I don't think it's anything intentional. It's just that there's a lot of different settings in the permissions tab, so sometimes the admins aren't aware that we can't access certain things until we bring it up. So yeah, I can.
Yeah, I agree. It's just often work that hasn't been done.
Yeah. Like for example, when the new event thing, the new event feature started being used, there's a certain permission that needs to be switched on for everyone to have access to creating events and stuff like that. The admins didn't have it switched on for them, but they could still create events and edit them and stuff like that, which doesn't make any sense because they shouldn't have been able to do that without the permission switched on. So they were unaware that the moderators couldn't edit the events until that permission was switched on. So yeah, there's many settings that need to be like, you have to actually research how Discord works to like use it properly, obviously.
Well, we have a lot of people now. Welcome everyone. It's great to see you. So we are getting pretty much gone through all the items in the agenda, and we're getting pretty close to open floor.
Can I just say hi to Mark? Love to hear your voice,
Hey,
bro.
Sean, it's great to hear you.
Good talk the other day, man. Hope you're well.
Thank you. Yeah, it's an interesting conversation. It's great to see you here in the assembly. So yeah, I think it's wonderful that you want to reach out to others to spread the ideas of the movement. That's what we're about, and it's what needs to be done. So I look forward to helping you do that.
Problem is, I'm pretty dumb. So yeah, thanks, man. Calling me out on that stuff, I really need, because I don't think I know everything, and I don't think I'm right all the time. In actual fact, I think that's one of the problems we have right now is, people are making decisions based on thinking that they're right. So if you can call me out on that stuff, man, appreciate that.
Okay, thank you. Sorry if it was a little well, I don't know, maybe a little aggressive.
Not at all, dude. No, not aggressive at all. I think you handle it quite well. And these things need to be called out, need to be spoken about, and the only way we're going to do that is by actually talking about it. So I'm sorry I'm late. I probably missed a whole bunch of stuff that was said that probably addresses this. So my apologies.
Well, the topics that we talked about today were the two projects that we have active, management of projects. We also talked about the importance of staying constructive and respectful of different ideas, and pretty much it, I think.
Well, it's been recorded, so you can listen. Anyone here that came in late can listen again. If you just scroll up a little in the voice chat, there's a link to Alt Universe's live recording of this meeting.
So does anybody want to ask the group for help in their project? So for instance, like I asked the group to take a photo of themselves doing the sign language C and sharing it in progress reports, and or sharing the link to, well, telling others about the project, Photos for the Commons, which is about taking photos of people and ourselves doing the sign language C as a symbol to represent our support for investing in the commons and making the commons grow. So that's my group task. And what we actually, I stopped doing it. I guess I just kind of forgot about it. But what we were doing for a while, and we will continue doing, is that after the assemblies, we send out a call to action that we also ask everyone to share, which is a summary of all the group tasks that were asked during the assembly. So if anybody wants us to do something, for instance, like visit something that they're working on, or share some content that they've created, something like that, now's the time to ask that of the group for it to be added to the call to action.
I have a call to action, but it's not like project related. I would just like everyone to try to connect more with people in their lives and strangers at this time, because I feel that we're becoming more and more separated every day from our community, from society, and that connection is what brings us closer to a post-scarcity world. So it's really valuable, and oftentimes the separation that we experience with the people around us, it is an illusion and usually just a misunderstanding of opinions that are pretty much coming from the same place, just being communicated in a way that is conflicting. Many disagreements are disagreeing about the same thing, just very passionately, and the emotion is what gets us distracted from that truth that we are seeking the same thing, which is peace and harmony. So I just would like everyone to keep that in their mind and always seek peace for the people around them.
Do you think you can define that as a simple, specific action that people can know that they've done? So by that I mean that it's often useful for people to learn a behavior such as that, which is like a general behavior, by practicing it very consciously and specifically at first with like just one action. Like an example would be maybe we can ask everyone to say some words of kindness to someone that has been making them upset recently, either online or in person.
I think perhaps we could say, if there's someone in your life currently that you are struggling to understand, just make the extra effort to put yourself in their shoes, and like deconstruct what it is they're trying to communicate to you, I guess. And that's very personal for everyone. So that's all I'm really asking. Be more considerate and understanding.
So do you think that we can structure that as, like you said, and just asking that question, thinking about someone that they were having friction with, and thinking about maybe 5 minutes about what it is that they are trying to communicate, and how it feels to be them.
Yeah. I can write that in the document.
Great, yeah, in the group task section, and then we'll put that in the call to action. Does anyone else have something they'd like to ask everyone to do? Something very simple.
I just want to say, Mike, you have a wonderful voice. The sound of it is beautiful. I want to hear more of it.
Thanks, Sean. Maybe Nathan, do you want us to? You want to get everyone to watch your latest video, or to like it, or to write a comment under it, or something?
Yeah, it's a bit old now. I think it was August 24th. I took a break because I'm writing this central document for the movement, at least what I hope will eventually become that. But yeah, I can put a link somewhere. Yeah, in fact, one of the things I've been thinking about is just that very thing: is how can we really, can we just have like a place that people can go to and do like a bunch of small things that would really help a lot? Like, imagine if we said, hey, everyone go to this, the zeitgeistmovement.com/contribute, and had a list of like all these projects that people are working on. All you got to do is like their Facebook page and this video and here and there. And it could massively help. We can get like thousands of people to sort of, A, learn about other people's projects, but B, help sort of accelerate them so they become more known and share them with their friends and things like that.
I think it's a great idea. That's exactly what we're working on with changingtheworldiseasy.com. There's a section which gives a list of I don't know if it's like 10 things that can be done that are helpful, and because it's really useful to have very specific things that people can go down a list and do, and like mark a check that they've done it, and so that it really helps to make it really, really specific.
Yeah. So I have that actually on my own site, but it's, I just sort of joined. I'm still trying to get everything together, and I've got a billion different things I'm working on. But let me see. Let me pull it up.
So if you want, we can create a shared file to have some sort of permanent call to action, which would synthesize a lot of the things that we're doing.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like the process for editing the Zeitgeist Movement website is, really in the hands of like one or two people. Maybe it would be beneficial if, you guys put up like a wiki or something. Then you can just easily add and remove people who have access to edit the page, and it's a lot easier to edit as opposed to someone who has to be like a server administrator in order to make any changes and upload files and stuff.
So there is a wiki that is that we're contributing to, which was started by Colin Turner, the Open Access Economy Wiki, and he he welcomes participation in that, and I think that's the way to do it. So, like you said, like we're all like everyone wants to create their own project, and so when someone which is clearly part of the movement, despite not coming to the assemblies, um, although Colin has come to multiple assemblies, but when someone has a project, which is pretty much what we're talking about, I think it's best just to join their project instead of starting it over again. I'll share the link to the wiki.
Okay. Yeah. And also, this is something I was planning to do with the Post Scarcity Alliance project thing that I've been playing with. As part of the onboarding process, people would, write their name and their project and a little bit about them, and this would automatically get inserted into a page where, people can visit and be like, hey, these are the things. Just go to these 10 websites, help support, and click like, subscribe, whatever you can do. Easy steps. So yeah, I'll keep you posted as I sort of progress on that front.
I have a quick question for moderators.
Yep.
Is there any reason why there's no polling bots installed on any of the channels?
For polls, I'm not sure. I can ask the admins.
Oh, sorry, I thought it was an.
What's wrong?
I want to put up a poll, basically asking the question whether people are on board with, say, GitHub as opposed to Bitbucket.
I think that there have been conversations in previous meetings about that. You're talking about that's the what was the other one called? Like I know GitHub, but what's the new? Is it a new one?
Bitbucket's owned by Atlassian, which is basically the Google of Australia.
Okay. Well, probably not that one, right?
Well, as opposed to GitHub, who's owned by Microsoft.
But there's a third one, I think, that is going in the direction that is safer. I don't know. I'm inexperienced in this. I just know like very little about it from years ago. But yeah, I can ask about setting up some sort of poll system.
I'll send you a link. It's a bot for Discord.
Yep.
So before we arrive to the end of the official part of the meeting, I'd like to ask everybody to please turn off the computer, go to the assembly notes, and add at least one line of what you've done to raise awareness about the values of the movement, about the need to share the world's resources, and transcend the market economy. And in the progress report section, just one line of what you've done. Like if you've shared some links, if you've made some comments in different places, if you've mentioned the movement to friends or family, anything that simple is a wonderful thing to add to the progress reports.
I had a question.
Yeah, go.
As a parent and as a mother, I feel like there is a special emotional burden about the future because we have children to think about. I was wondering if there was a section of the Discord or another part of the community that is specifically for parents to kind of be a support to each other and to direct other parents towards.
That would be a great idea. I don't have any children, but I'm very much focused on children because I plan to have them. And I'm always like thinking about the well-being of children in this current world that we're in and all the changes and unnatural things that they're exposed to. So I would love for something like that to be set up. We just have to find out. I'm not sure how many people. I think quite a few of the people here have children. I'm just not sure specifically who does because we don't often talk about it. But there are a few parents, quite a few parents on here that I think may enjoy that. But also, it depends on how comfortable people are sharing kind of more personal things on Discord because it is a public platform. So that's just one of the things that came to mind, that some people might not be comfortable sharing. But once you guys establish a connection that you feel safe in, I'm sure people will open up more, stuff like that.
Thanks. I just thought of it also because a gentleman here said he was a parent, but I think he had left the conversation already.
Yeah.
But agreed, yeah, the privacy is something to kind of consider and somehow create an environment that accommodates, the privacy as well as initiating real action. I found that, to be a trouble area for me in different groups. So yeah, just maybe something to start thinking about at least.
Yeah. I mean, there are ways for people to communicate personal things while keeping it safe and not revealing too much personal details. So, yeah, I think it would be a great idea, and we should start talking about it in some of the channels and see if anyone pops up and says that they're interested in joining a session like that.
Okay, thank you.
I think the two options that come to mind would be either creating a thread in the Discord server or a thread in the forum. That could be a good option.
Thanks, Mark.
If you want to create a thread in the forum, you can just go ahead and do that, and then share that link here if you every once in a while to get people to join.
Okay, yeah, I'm still learning a little bit about Discord and creating links or threads and whatnot, but maybe I could experiment with that.
If you want to add me, and then we can talk in a DM, and then when we get more of a solid idea, I can do the posting for you and arrange like certain meetings. If you're kind of new to the how Discord works and everything like that.
Okay, yeah, I can definitely.
In the invoice chat, I shared the link to the forum. The forum is another tool. It's another communication tool that allows that anybody can create a thread there, and so because what was happening with this Discord server is that some people complained that there were too many threads, and so there's a bit of control about how many threads there are. So depending on whether it's used a lot or not, or just for the type of usage, the forum can be a better option. I do have to say that one of the inconveniences of the forum is that there isn't much use of it yet. So somehow what has to be done regularly is to remind people of that thread in the forum. People can join it if they're interested. We're still working on how to organize all these different conversations in a way that isn't in a way that conversations can be found and it doesn't get overwhelming. And it's like a constant process.
I have to get going now, but I really appreciate you guys putting this on, and I'm glad to have been a part of this one. I'll try to make them when I can, like I said, but thanks again, and I'll be reaching out to you, Odisha.
Yeah, great to meet you, and I look forward to it.
Okay, thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks for participating. So this is so we're at an hour and a half. So I guess we can consider that the meeting is at the end. So the reason why we like to kind of set a beginning and end to the meeting is so that people can feel like they have participated fully in in the meeting, and then if they have other things they need to do, they can go and do them and not feel like they're participating any less than they should. So thank you all for joining, and I just would like to remind you all that you are heroes for participating in this, and we will succeed if we continue to raise awareness about these ideas and share the knowledge of abundance and the benefits of sharing. We will succeed in transforming this world.
Yeah, thanks everyone for coming.
Thanks for having us.
Good talk.
I'm gonna go get a glass of water, but I'll stick around to hang out if a bit.
Same.
I'm very hungry, and I didn't get much sleep, so I'm gonna leave. I'll see you all next time. Bye.
See ya.
Enjoy a shared world. So what's up? Where are you from, Sean?
You can't guess? I was born in
Australia?
Go ahead.
Australia?
Yeah, I was born in California, but grew up in Australia, back and forth.
I am from. I was born in the States, and I lived there for, I don't know, 7 years, and then we moved to Canada. I lived in Quebec for 7 years, and then we moved to Catalonia, which is where I've been living for most of my life now.
Can you hear me better? Is that better? Or worse?
Yeah.
All right. Catalonia, that's like Spain, right?
Well, we declared independence, but Spain then kicked out our presidents over and over again and imposed their force on us, and so we're kind of living under. Well, we're living under a dictatorship of the Spanish government, but we are a different culture. We have different history, and we're proud of it.
My bad, bro.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's I mean, legally we're still part of Spain. I'm about 120 kilometers from Barcelona.
For sure. So I've been working with well, quite a few people now, millennial, and I have a hard time trying to pronounce. I call him Bobby, but well, yeah, I'm just we're kind of putting together a new NFT system. That's it's early days, so I don't really want to talk about it too much.
Yeah, is that a way to gain funding, to basically to make some NFTs that represent contribution to the movement?
Yeah, I'll give you access to the white paper. We've put it under a private repo on GitHub for the meantime, and at some point we'll release it, and then I'll blast it everywhere I can. But for now, it's still in like production, so don't really want to give too many people access, too many cooks in the kitchen, you know. But at some point, I'm trying to produce a system that you were just talking about that you know, you can create just little tickets of things that need to be done, not just social network things, but like actual coding, or if you've got any experience in a bunch of different things, and then we create